Okay, so for this video, I'm gonna instruct how a C6 SCI patient can transfer from a bed to a wheelchair. The reason I specifically mentioned C6 is because uh, it's um, it's one of the levels where most of the upper extremity, especially the trunk muscles, are intact, but they don't have control over their triceps anymore, which is a really important muscle, especially for getting out of bed and transferring to a chair. So I would show how they would be able to do that from supine, and then how to get from supine to long sitting, and then to get from the bed to the wheelchair. Okay, so how I'm gonna instruct the patient is basically, for example, if the patient's lying supine already, I'll have to instruct them like, okay, sir, so now that you're lying supine, what I want you to do is raise your arms up at an angle and have your palms face upwards. So basically, from when you're starting out well, like from where you're lying down in supine, which is you're facing up at the ceiling while lying down, have your palms up also facing towards the ceiling, and then raise your arms up, but not all the way up, because since you have no control of your tricep muscles, your arms will fall onto your face. Okay, so just have it at an angle like this, and then have your palms facing out. So the reason I want your palms facing out is because this will um, help uh, produce the motion that we want you to do. Okay, so basically, what I want you to do, sir, in order to get up from supine, I'll just move a bit here so I have space, is that I want you to start swinging your arms like this and build up momentum. So just practice this motion, sir, for me, like this. Okay? And then once you're building up that momentum, let your left arm, because we're about to turn to the right, reach out, really stretch it out, really push your scapula forward, sir, so that we can build more momentum to flip you on your side. Okay, so on the count of three, I want you to try and flip yourself over with the momentum you've built up. Try to reach across to that wall on the other side. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, sir. So now that you're on your side like this, what I want you to do is try to put your arms just above your head like this, like you're about to fall asleep on your arm, and then try to prop yourself up by sort of scooting your arm towards you. So what I want you to do is like use your forearms to push your body away until you're able to push yourself up like so. Okay, so when you get to this position, sir, where you're basically almost all the way up to our long seated position, I want you to use the hand or the side, your arm on your free side that's not supporting you, to grab onto your leg. Okay, and then practice this motion here, like you're about to fling your head to the other side, and I want you to use your bicep muscle and really hold on to your leg here to pull yourself up to get into the long seated position. Okay, so just keep practicing this motion to really build up the momentum, and then on the count of three, fling yourself up into the long sitting position. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you are in the long seated position. Okay, like this. So I have to move back a bit because my bed's kind of short for me. So now that we're in this position, sir, what I want you to do is move your legs like this. Really, just try to move your legs off the bed. Okay, like that. And now, since the chair is quite far, just move your legs like that. And then pull the wheelchair closer to you, like this. Make sure your legs are as close to the wheelchair as possible. And then what I want you to do is with one hand, make sure by the way that your wheelchair brakes are on lock, sir. So make sure you lock that first. So with one hand on the bed, really try to do this again. Like um, have your arm, have your shoulder, have your basically your hands facing outward as much as possible, like this. Obviously, you can't do this because it's quite hard. So you can keep it like this, sir, and then one arm on your wheelchair like this. Okay. So the motion that I want you to practice now is rocking yourself forward, really like until the point where your butt is about to leave the bed. Really practice this motion, sir. And then on the count of 3, lift yourself up or try to depress your scapula. Really push your scapula down like this, okay? So practice this as much as possible. And then what you want to do is use this momentum that we're building to lift yourself up off the bed and into the chair. So 1, 2, 3, like this, sir. Okay. So obviously it's an office chair, so that moved. But if it was a wheelchair with brakes, it would have been, it would have stayed still. Okay. So now that you're on your chair, sir, as you know, wheelchairs have footrest at the bottom. So what I want to do is adjust your legs and then try to use your really grab underneath your thigh and then lift your leg up into a footrest. So that's on one leg and then on the other. Okay, sir? So that's how you get from supine into long sitting and into from the bed to the wheelchair as an SCI patient. Okay, so if you were to review everything, we'd have to, if I were to show it again in one motion, I'd have to look like this. Okay, so again, we have the patient lie in supine. Okay, sir. So like I taught you earlier, build as much momentum with your upper extremity, with your arms as much as possible, to fling yourself into the side. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. Then, sir, put your arms like this, just behind you, and push yourself up, away, like your forearms are pushing your body away until you get to this position here. Okay. Then, like what I taught you, grab your leg with your free hand that's not supporting you, and then use your body, really pull this leg and fling your head like this to build momentum, and then lift yourself up like that. Okay, and then once you're up in this position, move your legs off the bed like that. Put your wheelchair close to you. Again, hands trying practically facing outward like this to help substitute the muscles from your triceps, and then again make sure your feet are as flat as possible on the ground. Then try to build momentum by leaning forward, really throw your weight forward, and then don't forget to sort of depress your shoulders to help build that momentum. And then whenever you're ready, sir, 1, 2, 3, and that's how you do it. How you transfer from supine on the bed to a wheelchair as an SCI patient, especially a C6 SCI patient. So thank you so much for your cooperation, sir, and I'll see you next time.